Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Vice President of Product Management, Dassault Systems SolidWorks, Fielder Hiss.
Good morning, everyone. Did everyone have a great time last night on our block party? A few folks might be missing. Maybe some people had a little too much fun. Well, believe it or not, we're on our last day of SolidWorks World 2012, and I think, once again, San Diego has been an amazing host. It's gone by so fast, but I think we have a lot of things today that are really going to excite you and engage you. We have some more contest winners. We're going to take a look at your feedback and run through the top 10. And if everyone behaves themselves, we'll take a sneak peek at the future of SolidWorks. Have people had time to go and visit the Partner Pavilion this year? There's an amazing amount of partners, actually a record amount of partners for us that supported the event this year. And our sponsorship is always a key part of what we do here. For the past 3 years, Dell has been a platinum sponsor for SolidWorks and really made SolidWorks World possible. Please join me in giving a big, warm SolidWorks World welcome to Richard Brenner, the vertical marketing strategist from Dell. Richard, come on up.
Thanks, Richard. My pleasure. Well, good morning, everybody. I hope you had a great time last night. I know I did. You know, if you haven't had the opportunity yet, as Fielder mentioned, to visit the exhibit hall, please feel free to do so. Dell's got some great programs going on. You get an opportunity to look at some of the new products, but you also get a chance to enter into some of the new things we're doing, such as, we've got some events, we've got some gifts to give out, but I have to say that I've had the opportunity globally to go to a number of these events, and this is my first SolidWorks World event that I've had the opportunity to come to, and you guys are crazy. I mean, this is absolutely great. I love the enthusiasm, I love the interaction. People coming by the booth have excellent questions and are very engaging. It's just a great environment to be in. So we're really fortunate, and I know, speaking on behalf of Dell, we're very proud to be a platinum sponsor this year, and we look forward to doing it many years in the future. So thanks and have a great day.
Richard, thanks again. Thanks so much.
My pleasure.
Well, one of the things that we've had at SolidWorks World, actually since the second SolidWorks World in New Orleans, is the Model Mania contest. This is something that users and resellers get really excited about because you get to test your skills against your peers and really see how good you are, how you actually stack up. To talk a little bit about Model Mania and this year's winners, please join me in welcoming the pride of Cincinnati, the tallest man in CAD/CAM, Mark Schneider.
So thanks Fielder. As Fielder mentioned, this is our 13th year of doing the Model Mania presentation at SolidWorks World. The very first one we did was in 2000, and you can see some of the models that we've done over the years, varying degrees of difficulty that we have asked people to sit down and model these parts. It's not really all that difficult. For Model Mania 2012, this is the part that we chose for them to create. You can see some of the information on the left, or the drawing on the left is the drawing that we ask you to create first. So we ask you to model a part. Once you're done modeling the part, we ask you to make a change to that part and run a little bit of simulation on that part. So once you complete the challenge and you get a perfect part, you win some really fabulous prizes. So I'd like to thank our sponsor, NVIDIA, for providing some really great graphics cards for our prizes. So a big round of applause for NVIDIA. What I'm going to do this year is I'm going to announce the winners. I'm going to ask you to come up on stage so you can get your due recognition. Once we get everybody up on stage, I'll actually narrate and walk through a way to create the part so that you have a good understanding of how it could be created. So let's start with our customers first. Our third place winner is Nick Van Wert from Coima Company. Come on up, Nick. Our second place winner is Paul Keska from CAD Vantage. Paul, come on up. And the first place winner is Neil Custard from SolidWorksTips.com with a time of 10 minutes and 3 seconds. Come on up, Neil. So we split it out. We have our resellers compete against resellers and customers compete against customers. So let's announce our Reseller Champions. Third place winner is Gordon Stewart from TMS CAD Center in Scotland. Come on up, Gordon. Second place winner is Scott High from 3D Vision Technologies. Scott, come on up. And the first place winner is Mike Spence from Go Engineer. Mike had the fastest time, 9 minutes, 30 seconds, which my times are, you guys are getting really good at this, and I had a lot of times. I actually had 31 parts that were perfect, what I consider perfect. Everything was exactly right. All I had to do was grade based on times, which makes it easy for me. I also had over 200 contestants that actually came this year. One thing I'll give you a little tip here, come on Sunday night, come on Monday morning, because it's not as crowded. Everybody comes on Tuesday and there's a big long line waiting to sit down and do it. And you had to turn some people away, and I hate to do that. So now that we got our rock stars up here, they're still working their way up here, I'll actually walk through a way that you can model this part. This is phase one part. There's really two views that are important there. You have the front view on the lower left there and the top view up there. The biggest challenge was creating that initial sketch, and we all know that creating a good solid sketch is a great foundation inside of SolidWorks. So we'll go ahead and start our sketch. I like to use mouse gestures a lot. Draw out two circles here. I'm just going to control select these, or window select these, and make a copy. The reason I do that is it allows me to, when I define my sketch, I know that those two are going to be equal, especially when I use fully defined sketch, which I just did there. So I did fully defined sketch early. Remember, you can use fully defined sketch more than once inside of your design. We'll add the dimensions to line that up. And the reason I did that is you get a lot of arcs and all kinds of things going on, tangencies built up. What can happen next is you get your sketch all twisted up, and you guys probably have seen some of those things happen in yours. I looked in on people as they were doing it, and you can see twisted up sketches trying to work that out. So start simple, build from there. So we'll create a line at the top. I'm going to transition that arc down to the lower left, pick up a coincident relationship, add tangency, two more arcs, add some additional tangency as well. And since we can, we'll go ahead and fully define sketch. Saves me some steps in adding those dimensions. It does it automatically for me. All I got to do is change the dimensions. So there's the basic sketch that we used, and I didn't trim up any of my geometry. I'm a big fan of using SolidWorks contours. They're very powerful, very useful. We'll go ahead and extrude that. We're going to extrude it about the mid-plane, leveraging those 4 contours there. And it's going to be 24 millimeters in depth. There's the first feature, and really that's a lot of the big shape of the thing and what most people struggled with. Next, we're going to add those scallops that go on the left side of the part. Just draw a line, transition to an arc, capture our relationships as we sketch. Since I still have the line command on my mouse, I'm going to go ahead and draw another line, and we'll change that to a construction geometry. Add some dimensions. That one's going to be 65. 8 millimeter depth for that pocket on the left, and then we'll add a 20 millimeter dimension for the radius. Mirror everything to the other side, and we'll create a through-all cut. And that cuts away that top portion there. Same face up there, we'll go ahead and create another sketch, and we'll cut that pocket in the back. Just going to use a center point rectangle, pick up my tangency to the silhouette edge on the right, add some dimensions. Going to add your symmetry relations in there as well. The drawing called for dimensioning from the edge, so I just did it that way. I'm also dimensioning that left end of that rectangle from the center of the circle there. A couple people mixed that up. Since my origin is there, I go ahead and choose the origin to dimension from. Filleting is easy on this one this year. Choose a couple faces and edge, that inside edge for the pocket, and there you have it. There's all your fillets, all done with just the single fillet command. Last thing we're going to do is add material. A little tip for everybody, I always have the material that's defined in your right-click favorites. So it's there, you don't have to go into the material dialog and hunt and peck for the right material. And that's the first part, that's phase one. Create that part fairly quickly. Phase two, we actually going to make some changes. So on the arm on the left, in the front view there, you can see there's a blue dimension that's 12. That was a big miss for a lot of people. They didn't change the 14, it was 14 millimeters, it becomes 12. Because it's dimensioned that way, we also know that there is a horizontal line on the bottom, which wasn't there in the past, and there's right next to that 12 millimeter dimension, there's an R9. That's an additional boss that needs to get added. And I'll show you that as we go through this video. I'll show you the next most common mistake that people made. So the first thing we need to do is redefine that sketch. I'm just going to use the trim command and trim back that arc. Change the value from 50 to 30. My sketch goes over to fine. What do? Sketch Expert's a great tool for getting me out of these pickles. I get visual feedback for which one's going to work. It happens to be that the tangency to the left side is what was causing the problem. So we just delete that relationship. We're good to go. Attach our sketch, add a tangent relationship, make a change to that dimension. You don't need to add this dimension as a vertical dimension like that. You could have just changed the radius. It would have worked. But that's 12 millimeters. That was the next big mistake. The side pockets get changed from 65 to 85 millimeters. It looks a little ugly. We'll change that back pocket down to 18 millimeters. And now we have a good part. But our fillets haven't run. Our fillets aren't running here. We also remember we had to add that boss. So I'm leveraging the first sketch I created, the contours in that first sketch. I don't have to reuse that sketch to do that. Once I reorder my fillets, everything works fine. Now look what's going to happen right here. See that boss in there? Too many people miss that. A little simple fix there, just so the reorder, and you have your part exactly as it should be. So that's the modeling of phase 2. Then we ask you to do a little simulation on phase 2. Very simple stuff here. Add a fixture. We're going to hold those 3 circles down to apply a fixity to those circles. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to add a force to the top face, 500 newtons. We've already applied our material, so we don't need to go through that. We'll just hit run. SolidWorks, with the fastest solver in the industry, gives us our results, asks us if it behaves as we expect it to, and yes, it does. And our factor of safety is 2.4, something in there. That was the exact factor of safety. And you can see a stress contour plot on the screen in an animation, some really good stuff. So that's what all these guys did, and 31 other people that were able to get perfect parts were able to nail that and inside of the 20 minutes. So that's our Model Mania for 2012. Let's give a big round of applause for all these guys up here. Great job, guys. I got your email, so I'm going to email you for shipping information, and we'll ship you your prizes. Great job. Great job, man. Great job. Great job. I'm going to turn it back over to Fielder.
Well, Mark, thanks so much, and congratulations again to all our winners in our Model Mania contest this year in 2012. So throughout the year, we did something different. We actually had a bunch of other design contests last year, and we want to take the opportunity to recognize some of those winners. We had a new green design contest, really focusing on using SolidWorks to make the world a better place. It was launched on Earth Day in 2012 with the goal of creating awareness and educating people about the benefits of sustainable design. Students and professionals used SolidWorks Sustainability and SolidWorks Simulation to design a better chair for a fictitious airline. What the design challenge really was to design a chair that could handle 200 pounds of downward force and 50 pounds of backwards force. It needed to have a low environmental impact, of course, be manufacturable, as well as be aesthetically pleasing to the demanding consumer. The grand prize winner of our first green design contest was Russell Donovan. He used sustainability and simulation to design a bamboo chair. It was a beautiful design, but what really stood out is his material selection. Others used plastics and woods and even light metals, but the bamboo design really stood out to us. Russell won a trip to the Cha Creek Rainforest Resort in Belize. So congratulations to Russell. Our other commercial winners were Michael Kali, Zing Ma, Ronald Majewski, Graham Nolan, and Dallas Winspear. Now we also had an education category, and there were 2 grand prize winners. The first winner was Gerald Libby from Worcester Polytechnical Institute for his airfoil chair design. And the other winner was Eliza Chavez of Fontana, California, with his bamboo chair reminiscent of a nature lodge. The other educational winners were Karan Ambawi, K.S. Gopala Krishnan, Ian Jutras, Vingesh Kumar Kanan, and Rahul Surendran. So again, congratulations to all of our winners in our first annual Green Design Contest. Now also, you know something that's very important to us at SolidWorks is education. Really furthering the science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Really the future engineers out there. So we actually had another contest this year. And it was an educational contest really focused on skills throughout the rest of Asia. It was our Rest of Asia Skills Design Contest. And we really wanted to build the skills and capabilities for the engineers of the future as the industry's needs continue to evolve. The grand prize winner of our first design contest was Anzar Athili from the National University. In second place was Kam Sen Ho from Singapore Polytechnic. And in third place was Aaron Bu from National University of Singapore. Congratulations to all of our contest winners and all of those future engineers that will be taking advantage of SolidWorks in many years to come. Now, our education team does an outstanding job at SolidWorks. They've placed over 1.25 million educational licenses in schools in 80 countries around the world. SolidWorks is in middle schools, high schools, technical and vocational schools, and of course college and universities as well as research institutions. It's everywhere. Every day, over 2.5 million students use and learn SolidWorks around the world. To share a great success around our educational program, please welcome our Director of Marketing Programs for Education, Marie Blanchard. Marie?
Thank you, Fielder. Thank you very much. Good morning. SolidWorks provides design and simulation software, curriculum, and certification to help teachers inspire their students in engineering, design, science, and mathematics, and to help students provide the job-ready skills they need to work for you, our SolidWorks commercial customers. At SolidWorks, we talk about the emotional paycheck. It's the feeling we get when we hear about your designs, your innovations. It's what keeps us going. It's what gives us power. Well, this week, we really got an overtime paycheck by listening to the students and educators that are here with us at SolidWorks World, like T4. These Irish educators have trained over 1,400 teachers, which in turn have impacted 142,000 students in core geometry and product design. Or perhaps you've run into Jack Vanderbrook from the Netherlands. Jack is here for his 7th SolidWorks World on a scooter because he's having knee surgery on Monday, but yet wanted to share with us what his students do from age 10. Thanks to SolidWorks innovation and licensing, his students can work at school and at home. And then there are the students that we have seen in the Partner Pavilion, from the University of Southern Utah in their home design, to robots, boats, solar cars. The passion is amazing. We got to speak to the students from Cal Poly and learn how they took SolidWorks and combined it with SolidWorks simulation, SolidWorks flow simulation, just simply because it was easier. And then there are the students from Francis Parker Robotics team. They got up pretty early this morning to share their passion using SolidWorks. You, our customers, our resellers, and our partners have all contributed to education at SolidWorks. This community is made up of you providing the leadership and mentorship to young students and engineers, and also to the software, the student software that you have donated to these educational institutions. But there's more to the SolidWorks community. We have seen this dancing robot all week and have celebrated its success. I'd like to introduce you to the founder and president of Aldebaran Robotics, Bruno Messonnier. Bruno? Welcome to SolidWorks World.
Thank you very much. I'll put it here.
Okay. I'm being upstaged by a robot.
And now you keep quiet.
Bruno, we've seen this robot all week. I'm sure everyone is curious about who he is. Can you tell us about him?
Yeah, thank you very much. First of all, hello everyone. Ohayo gozaimasu, ni hao to all of our colleagues. I wanted to tell you how boosting is all the emotions you are giving us about the robot, the emotions you have about our products. It's really boosting. Our robot is an interactive robot. It's a robot whose goal is to interact with people. Well, it's a platform. It's a platform that you can program, you can use to explore what this new world of robotics is going to bring to us. And that's why we are selling it to research labs, universities, education. More than close to 500 research labs are using our robot around the world and in 38 countries.
Wow, that's amazing. Bruno, how did you get started in robotics?
Well, it's a story that started long time ago. I was very young, I was 12. I was very bad at school. And one day, wandering somewhere, I got a scientific fiction in a station. And I discovered through this book technology. I discovered electronics. I discovered gadgets. I discovered the future and robots. And I told myself, wow, this is what I want to do. You know, it was long time ago. It helped me coming back in the scholar system, and after that, doing correct computer sciences studies. And it was here early 80s, and I discovered the revolution of the PCs, microcomputers, as we said at that time. You know, these kind of things, very expensive, early 80s, totally useless, no Word, no spreadsheet, no internet, nothing. We had to convince our girlfriend that we wanted to invest all our money inside these kind of computers. Yeah, but hundreds of thousands of people did the same, and thanks to them, someone discovered the spreadsheet, another one discovered how to use the computer for the heat system of his house. They made the revolution of the PC. And the same pattern are coming now. So I told myself one day I wanted to do the same with the robot, being part of this revolution on the move.
Wow, this is great. You know, the robot looks so great now sitting here in front of all of us at SolidWorks World. But in the beginning, I bet there was a lot of design challenges.
Yeah, it was difficult because we were all engineers. I began with a small team of engineers. And the main question we wanted to have is mechanics. But the problem is robot is all about cuteness. We asked to people, what do you want your robot to be, to do? And all what they say is, I want to interact with. I want a robot that helps me. The robot has to be an interactive robot and has to be a robot that will help people. So if you don't want old ladies that will use robots to be scared, closed in her room with a robot in the corridor, you need to have a very nice and cute robot. So we began to work with design schools because we had no money at all. And well, they help us having this kind of design.
You know, students work for a really good price, especially on a cool project like this. So how did you learn about SolidWorks?
I founded the company in 2005. Before that, I just developed mechanics, mechatronics as a hobbyist. So I have not been exposed to different software. So I didn't know anything about SolidWorks nor your competitors. I just began using another product from one of your competitors, a good product, by the way. But the problem is I was permanently hiring young engineers. And all of I was in France, based in Paris, and all of them already know about SolidWorks. And I had to retrain them towards the other product. So I decided to stop and move and migrate to SolidWorks. So that's the main reason. But you know, I really like to design parts and to design robots. We have a good one, it's world leader. Even Japanese people are buying our robots. But we still have to improve. And I'm doing that by myself. I like sometimes to get rid of all this management system and so on, and to spend a weekend or a week working at designing some new parts. And I'm doing that by myself because I really like it. I think your product is very easy to use. Even someone like me that is working at that, I don't know, once a quarter, is able to perform things. So it's great. I have fun using your product.
I'm glad. Every week, we at the EDU team receive thank you letters from students who use our software in competition. We sponsor hundreds of robot teams around the world. Can you tell us how you got now into robot competitions?
Yeah. As all startup companies, we are very often focused on technology and not business. And obviously, at the beginning, what do you want me to do? At the beginning, we just exposed our robot in congresses, scientific congresses about robotics. So we began to have our robot known as this robotics community, research lab community. And some of them are working on a challenge, a very nice one, called Robocup. It's a soccer challenge. Well, the idea came from the early 90s, where Big Blue beat Kasparov playing chess. So Professor Asada, a Japanese professor, said the next challenge is to have a team of robots beating the world champion team at soccer. Okay, it's for long term, it's something like 2050, but it's a driver that is challenging all the community, and everyone is trying to improve the robot interaction with people, cooperation with robots. So there is a challenge called Robocup, and the first standard robot was Sony's robot, till 2006. And then a small company, as we were, had took the place of Sony. We replaced Sony as the official robot at this Robocup. And then it gave us visibility and exposure. And thanks to that, we had many, many labs working with our robots, having our robots playing soccer, shooting, strategy, whatever. And then they developed algorithms, they developed cooperation, and that has been the beginning. And after that, we've had all our distributors that began to explore together with us what they could do with the robot. So this is the idea.
I think you're going to have to write another algorithm for the paparazzi here that's taking the pictures. Now, the Now robot is involved in clinical tests with autistic population, definitely a different area in research milestones. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, it's something very interesting. I don't know if you knew at the beginning, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, that the SMS would make the success of mobile phone, but we didn't know that. And we don't know what will be the main success, the main app of the robots. And we are trying, helping all the population of users, hobbyists as well as research labs or distributors to explore and discover new ways of using the robot. One day, by chance, we discovered on YouTube a video casted by a hospital in Indiana, United States. And they were working with autistic kids. And they were using the robot to help autistic kids. Wow, what was it about? So we began to dig inside, and we discovered that, well, maybe you know that, but autistic kids have their brain not correctly formed, and they are not able to interact properly with people. But they are able to interact with technology. They have some rituals. They are comfortable in doing always the same thing in the same order. In the morning, they are putting their left sock, and after that, the right sock, and after that, and so on, always the same rituals. And robots are very good at rituals. And so they are exploring how the robot can help the autistic kids. And they discovered that, for instance, they have educators to help autistic kids, and these educators are teaching them, touch your nose, great, touch your nose, no, that's your forearm, touch your nose, for hours, because they need time to learn. And here too, robot is really helpful. So they are using the robot, our robots, as a tool for educators helping autistic kids. And it's fantastic. And I'm so happy to have our robot really useful, helping some population of disabled kids, helping some people. And you know what? Not substituting to humans. They are not doing something that someone could do. They are doing something complementary. We cannot do that because of the brain of autistic kids. So it's something fantastic.
Wow, Bruno, I really wish we had more time. Isn't that amazing?
Thanks, Mary.
And now, you know, yesterday, Bruno and I were fortunate to spend a lot of time talking about now, robots, and education. So how about we develop some curriculum together for our students?
Wow, that's a good opportunity, fantastic.
All right, Aldebaran Robotics and SolidWorks?
Yeah, Aldebaran SolidWorks, as well as with some of our distributors. You have some in the room, and we are really interested.
And
so thank you very
much.
much.
The Now robot with Debco, one of our mutual education resellers in the Partner Pavilion. Thank you. Thank you for supporting education.
Thank you for your support.
Thank you, Bruno.
Thank you, Mary.
Take care.
Well, thank you, Marie, and thank you so much from the team. You know, the robot's really an amazing story and just really, really cool at the end of the day. So each year, as we get ready for this event, we open up the voting and give you an opportunity to give us feedback on what you'd like to see in future versions of SolidWorks. It's our way of ensuring that the software is really evolving to meet your needs and really being open about where we're going. This year we thought it'd be a little bit fun to let future award-winning designers reveal a little bit about the top 10. So let's take a look at the video.
Number 10. I feel the need for thread creation wizard.
In the hall, I've got a locker. Can we add lock rotation options to the cylindrical mates? Huh? No? Come on.
Number 8. I can't wait for softball to come back this year. My softball uniform is number 10. This was number 10 on the list last year. The escape key should immediately return control of the interface.
Number 7.
Can't we just get things to stay put, like dimensions? Dimensions just stay where you place them.
7.
I want the ability to have control of a plane's front and backside orientation.
Number 5.
I always struggle with the bounding box. I say reduce it to the visible components only.
This isn't only an on-screen issue, but also a print issue. Can you fix the shaded with edges bleed-through issue? It's driving me crazy.
Number 3.
As a child of someone, I'm a little uncomfortable with this one, but don't delete your children, dangle them instead.
Number 2.
Mass property should be
Now, I know what you're thinking, and the answer is no. Those were not paid actors. I'd like to thank the Assabet Valley Regional High School and their shop teacher, Brian LaFlame. Thank you all very, very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Bertrand Sicot.
I was still trying to find my way to the back. So anyway, do you like it? You did a great job, guys. Awesome. You know, every year I was in Waltham, you know, the new Dassault Systèmes campus, when you were shooting the video. And I was walking out of the building and say, oh gosh, what a great idea. So great job. So we had a great 3 days, right? What do you think? Personally, I had great time to meet with you and discuss about all the great ideas you have. And we had also a lot of fun, right? So let's have a look.
It is my pleasure to welcome you to SolidWorks World.
With all of these projects, the key to success is collaboration.
We have 5,650 people attending SolidWorks World.
Most people, most competitors, they're starting with a PC and trying to make it small. We started out with a music player and made it big.
The real action today with respect to work, from what I've seen, is what you guys do.
We are here to learn, we are here to network, and we are here to have fun. But we are connected by design.
SolidWorks user groups are now in 44 US states, 5 Canadian provinces, and 27 other countries around the world.
Decisions are now collaborative. The best ideas aren't coming out of the boardroom, they're coming out of the living room.
What about that? On Monday, I said that we are all united by design, right? And after looking at that, I'm even more convinced that it's really the case. And even listening to our guest, I'm even more convinced that the SolidWorks community is really united by design. Let's go back to what we have heard the past 3 days. We have seen the many things and heard a lot of great ideas. The first guest was Micro from Dirty Jobs, And I know a lot of people here, you really enjoy his presentation, right? Then we heard from Bernard and Maya from the Neptune Canada project, how the power of community can serve the crowdsourcing research. On Tuesday, we had the two crazy brothers, Mike and Jeff. They are proving that with a little ingenuity and with SolidWorks, you can take on the giants. Then we had Ben from the Kirky, reinforcing how it's possible to bring global community into the product development process. Today, you understood that a little robot from Aldebaran Technology can help people in treating autism. You now understand also what the R&D team has in shop for SolidWorks 2013, and I was listening to the feedback from the room. It's really very well received by you. But I know that now you would like to know where we are going for SolidWorks World 2013, right? So let's have a look. Let's go design. Yes, we go back to Orlando, and it will be SolidWorks World number 15. Okay, one last thing. Before you fly back home or you drive back home, we have talked a lot this week about things that are uniting us, and there is one thing that is specific, it's environment. We are working, SolidWorks, we are working with a company called TerraPass to offset the carbon impact of this event by funding very special projects. So, on behalf of the SolidWorks team, I would like to thank you all for coming to this great event. I hope you had a good day. It's not finished. We still have an afternoon together. I wish you all a safe trip back home. And let's see each other next year in Orlando. Let's go design.